Here is the rest stop. But yeah, I'm stretching my legs. All right. I am on my way to National Harbor because I have a Black History Coffee that I'm going to that I'll tell y'all all about. But y'all, season 2 is already starting with some mess. So where I live is kind of like a condo kind of situation. Even though they claim to be property management, there are just some things that feel very condo-like. Like, for example, when I moved into my new place, it wasn't clean. We're going to sit that there. Anywho, what I'm feeling a way about right now is I forgot that, I forgot that I don't have a key to my garage. So my townhouse is very secure. I realized that I wanted to check something back in my house, get my microphone. And I cannot get in the front door because I have the door jam. And then I said, okay, well, let me just try my garage key with my key. Of course, it does not work. So I cannot get in my house. So now management is going to have to get me a new key. Yeah, she's going to have to get me a new key ASAP. And moreover, there's no reason that I should not have a key to any of the doors in my place that I pay for. Do I own it? No, but I do pay rent. So, saying all that to say, this is about to be a wild ride. I'm about to message her right now. I also have to get on the road because I could not take today off because at my main job, we cannot take time off. We have to flex our hours. So now I'm about to drive about 6 hours to DC and then work 8 hours. So you can imagine how I'm feeling. Y'all, let's go ahead and go. There is nothing I can worry about right now. And I also have a meeting shortly. So I'm sitting here, gonna go ahead and eat and then wait to get some, hold on one second. I'm gonna stop and eat and then have my meeting and finish up my leg of the trip. So far the drive has been good. I have not heard back from my community director yet. I am at a rest stop because I have to do some work and I have a meeting. So let me show y'all. I am one exit past Kings Dominion. Here is the rest stop. But yeah, I'm stretching my legs. But anyway, I am feeling a lot better. I also have, let me get back in the car. I also have figured out what I'm gonna do for my lock. Still haven't heard back. It's been a few hours since my last clip. Still haven't heard back from the community director, but I will just get AAA to unlock my door. But word to the wise, just in general, when you move somewhere, especially if it's like a condo-like place, get the leasing agent or leasing office, property management to change all the locks. And basically that's what I'm gonna do. Once I get the key, if she has it, or if I have to, use AAA. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's. I'm just being nosy, looking at the trucks coming in. But anyway, yeah. So once I can get in, then I will follow up with changing the locks, and not for maintenance with the locksmith. So yeah, because the other thing with my place where I live at, we do not have regular maintenance. Like, maintenance is contracted, and so they don't actually work for the property management company. And these are all things that I didn't know to ask, but I know now. That being said, let me do a little bit of work before my next meeting, and then I'll probably end up getting to the hotel. Probably, the way things are going with having to keep stopping, early evening. So I will be back. Alrighty, so I am here. I done been through all the emotions, y'all, but now I can finally I can breathe. So I'm so grateful for that. But I'm feeling good. So I'm going to check in, unpack, and I'll be back. All right, let's check out the room. Ooh, let's go ahead and park the car. I am all parked and good. It has been a long ride. I had to add extra hours so that I could also work in between. Whew. So, let's see. Alrighty. Alright, so we are done with day 1 of this Maryland, DC vlog. I'm about to order some food and finish doing some work. So, yeah, but all in all, today has been a very up and down day, but I'm glad that I'm settled in my room. I'm going to pull out my clothes for tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a great Black History Coffee with Virginia Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine, since I am clergy in Virginia. Alrighty, I will talk to y'all later. Alrighty, let me do a quick fit check, and I'm gonna order my Lyft. Ooh. Alright, this dress is from Eloquai. Love it. All of my sweater dresses this season are from Eloquai. So, look at the detail. Faux leather. Alright, y'all. I will be back. So today was really good. Hold on. Let's log into work. So it's really good. So I got there about 8:02, and I'm also taking off my stuff. Got there about 8:02, and it was interesting because you actually have to take off your watch, which, I mean, I guess people could have certain devices in their watch. And then I have my purse. I'd cleaned out my purse, so I didn't have much in it. And then went up to the floor of the location, and yeah, it was nice. Everybody was really, really nice. Met a few folks. Well, actually, I saw Representative Elaine Loria, who has a very... Hold on, y'all. Let me take this bracelet off. I'm not one of those people that can talk and chew gum sometimes. Actually, we're going to leave that. But anyway, so I saw Elaine Loria, who was a representative, and she has a great relationship with my home church, and so I took a selfie with her, which I will include. And yeah, it was nice. It was a lot of networking. I was surprised though that I didn't see a bunch of people that I knew in terms of clergy, especially having worked at my former seminary. I'm just really surprised that I didn't see a lot of clergy that I knew. I saw some folks I knew from a distance, but not a lot. I did connect with a few folks because I love to network. And I did the main thing that I really wanted to do, was to get some contact information for one of my students to set him up to have a conversation with one of the senators, which I believe will happen. And so I have their contact information. I'm going to email them today. The breakfast, I will say, the actual breakfast itself was a little lackluster. We had orange juice, coffee, donuts, no fruit, no bagels, no sausage, eggs, nothing. But that's fine. So Then I chatted with a few folks, and then they called us to order, and then the Hampton University Choir sang. Many mentions. They tore it up. They did the what did they do? I don't know why I had to look it up. They did sing Lift Every Voice and Sing, but I was like, is it the Black National Anthem? I don't know why I thought it was a different name, but I'm tired, y'all. But anyway, they did Lift Every Voice and Sing, and then they did a couple of other. They did a song that talks about in my Father's house there are many mansions, and then another one that talked about an old time religion. And if you know me, you know I am an old soul, so loved it. Brought a tear to my eye. Very beautiful. Then Senator Jennifer McClellan, Representative McClellan spoke for a little while, just reminding us to stay in the fight.
Survive that, so that we can be here in this fight today. And we owe it to those that made it and those that didn't, to never give up.
Then Representative Bobby Scott. Everybody love Bobby Scott, Virginia. Bobby Scott.
McClellan and Tim Kaine, Baltimore, thank you for putting this together every year. And also pleased to be here with our former colleague and colleague to be, Elaine Lurie. Jennifer's pointed out how important it is to remember your history.
He talked a lot about just what is going on with, what the inner workings of what's going on in Congress in terms of just how people are proud of rolling back our rights. And we are not okay with that. And so he just really, I would say, he really lamented about the state of affairs in our legislative body. And yeah, he gave statistics and he was talking about jobs and things like that. And then to round things out, Senator Tim Kaine, he talked a lot about, which actually, a lot of things bring tears to my eyes, but he talked about promising that he would not go to war. And that was part of his role, is that he was trying to make sure we don't do that. And he talked about, in the early 2000s when folks were going to war, and how when he was governor, how he would be there when troops were coming home, when he would be there at wakes and homegoing services. And I got teary-eyed because I think about, I graduated high school in 2005, and I think about the people there are quite a few people that I know and love who were impacted by war. And it brought a tear to my eye. And then he was talking about the SAVE Act, which would disenfranchise 1 in 10. And so so it was just really insightful. And so I was glad to be there. And then we did the photo line, which is when I was in the photo line and folks were talking to me, I was like, oh, I'm trying to connect with so-and-so, and I want to connect because I promised my student. And so one person talked to another person, and when I saw the person that I need to talk to, she was like, oh, I heard about you. Da-da-da-da-da. Yes, we did that. So I'm looking forward to finishing the loop on that part of the story. So then we took then that was in the photo line, took a photo. Also, some of the support folks and staff took photos on our phones, and then they took like an official photo, which will be mailed. But so that was my time. The other thing they said that we could do was to do a Capitol tour, and I wanted to, but by the time I took my picture, I don't know where the tour folks went. But also, I kind of didn't want to go just because I knew that I had to work, and I did not want to extend my time anymore for the day, because I can't take off, and I feel a way about that. Is there anything else? No, I'm gonna probably it's 10:23, so I'm going to get some breakfast, and I don't know, I might just get something light. I might get a light bite. And then there's a place that I love here called Redstone. They have an excellent shrimp scampi pasta. I'm out of breath because I'm hurrying up to get on the road. I have to be in Charlotte before 2, which I will tell y'all about once I get settled at home.